And I'm here. There we go. Just gotta adjust the camera, all proper like. And gotta see. Yeah, it works. Everything seems to be working. Okay, back to full face, let's say. And again, the same way it was with the whatchamacallit, with the Symphogear Live. I'm not gonna be reading anything on Discord because I just don't have the screen estate for that. I'm just gonna be reading the YouTube chat. So if you have something to say, that's where it should go. You can utilize the voice channels chat, like text channel thing if you want, but I'm not gonna be hanging out there because again, not enough screens, unfortunately. 2 still isn't enough. There we go. I should have been a little bit more prepared. If you're joining it on YouTube and you're not on the Discord, I'm gonna be streaming this live on the Discord. So if you don't want to sync up your own copy, that's how you can watch it. And if you do want to sync your own copy, there's gonna be subs with a timer. I managed to get it working. Finally, I see the subs are kind of odd here, but okay. Should I bother? Alt. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. So everything's good. Yeah, 3 monitors really is a must. 1 monitor for working, second for observing the results of your work, and a third one for watching YouTube. That would be the perfect dream setup. I bought my second monitor to like be working on one and seeing the results on the other, or watching a tutorial or reading documentation on the other. In reality, I'm using one of them for work and the other for YouTube, so yeah, that's how it goes. Okay, again, timer, sync up your own copy or join the Discord. Link is here. Link is also in the description. Yeah, the VOD will be there, so no worries. And I also need to do one more thing. Where the fuck is it? Not browser, window capture, there we go. Filters, color correction, and lower the opacity. There we go. And the same goes for this. Display capture, okay, sure. Filters, color correction, lower the opacity. YouTube can be weird about stuff like that and striking the channel, so I'd rather not risk it. Okay, finally found it. Subs. Without further ado, because I set like 3 hours for this stream. After 3 hours, I'm gonna have to end it no matter what. So let's not waste any time. I'm gonna get my sound. You already have your subs. Quick reminder of support. You can support on Patreon, on Throne, links in the description. Stream Elements, I think there's also a link in the description of my streams. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it might be there. Or if you just don't want to spend any money, just share my content. It also helps a lot. Actually, genuinely a lot. The word of mouth is one of the best marketing strategies, so to speak. And with that, we can start watching Shoujo Kageki Revue Starlight Rondo Rondo Rondo. It's version by Animeland. That's the version I found. it's a recap movie, so I don't think it matters particularly much how good the subs are. It's gonna matter for the sequel movie, for the recap, not so much. So, again, with all that out of the way, finally, we can start watching Shoujo Kageki Revue Starlight Rondo 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 in 3, 2, 1, go. Straight from the henshin, huh? Also, it's widescreen. Hmm. I'm gonna have to compare it with whatchamacallit. Gonna have to compare it with the regular anime, the base anime. Did they just add black bars, or did they actually expand all the shots, all of the anime? I think they expanded. Shrinking it vertically wouldn't really make sense for something that's supposed to be like a enhanced version of sorts. Okay, we're just starting straight out with banana. I think they might have actually shrunk the video instead of expanding it. I don't remember Karen's mouth being cut off in that one shot. Hmm. Also, I've already been rewatching Review the anime right before this stream started. That's the reason why it started like 5 minutes late. I watched episode 11. Didn't get enough time, didn't make enough time, I guess, to watch the finale, the final episode, but I did watch 11 of them. So this is gonna be another rewatch for me. And okay, I already answered that question. Yes, the VOD will be available. Okay, the subs translated to best, not bon. That's already one difference. Not in favor of those subs. Yeah, seeing the whole series really puts a lot of Banana Sis into perspective. She does know everything. She genuinely does. Because she's been through it like 50, 60 times? Something around that. I think someone actually counted it when there was the scene of going through all the iterations. And yeah, Banana is a 60-year-old in like a 15-year-old body. Or however old they are. Also, someone mentioned that the songs in this movie are extended and changed, some of them at least. So I did listen to the review songs on their own, without the dialogue, without the clashing of swords and so on, and they're good. The song that from episode 3, uh, the duet of Maya and Karen is probably my favorite. Although the one sung by Banana in like episode 8 or so, it's really coming close. But we're gonna get to the songs, I'm assuming, in this recap, so I'm gonna talk about them then. Yes, it was fun, Banana. Yes, it was. You didn't have to go all Time Lord over that, though. And Junna is still probably my favorite. Okay, I can already see how they're compressing the story. This happened in classroom when Karen fell asleep, but now we're jumping straight into the dream sequence from the garden. Hmm? She not okay? She's falling. I thought they changed this scene, but not. Yeah, a parallel to the second to second to last. No, episode 10. Yeah, episode 10 was when Karen fought Hikari in the auditions. Time for Junna and a transfer student, Hikari. Yeah, they really kicked up the pacing, didn't they? It really is a recap movie, something you're supposed to watch after you've seen the original series. Maybe a year after, maybe 2 years after, right before the sequel movie comes out. Not necessarily something that a new viewer, someone who starts watching review, should start their adventure with. Fair bit of cut stuff there, for sure. But then again, it's a 2-hour movie, and they have to squeeze in 12 episodes into that, and some new material, from what I heard. So yeah, makes sense. she's not here. She's at the auditions with Junna. Or, well, at least she's going to the audition. Also, is it just me? Or was there like some background music in the anime that isn't here? I don't recall anime being so quiet. But I might just be misremembering things. Not entirely sure. First stage shaft. Okay, we have a depth. 1,092 feet below ground. What the fuck is a foot? I don't know. But I'm assuming it's deep. And still, already starting with that. Another thing that I don't recall being mentioned in the anime right from the get-go. Yeah, extremely confusing for a first watch. Already, and we're not even getting into the good stuff. Yeah, we just started like 11 minutes ago, according to the timer. I also wakarimasu now. I also have the benefit of wakarimasing everything. I think a good chunk of this fight is original. I don't remember some of those shots. Funny you mention you won't permit interference, Junna. Because interference is exactly what's gonna happen very soon. Okay, how's the henshin gonna be? Changed or... Oh, there's no henshin. That's, of course, another possibility. I still love this little thing, this little pose that Karen strikes with Junna at the end. Honestly, this audition is perhaps controversial, but one of my favorite ones. This like very short thing where Karen just gets on stage, immediately slaps Juna's button off, and then just poses with her. Perfect. Yeah, no time for henshin, I guess. No time for henshin. We gotta squeeze those 12 episodes in. Hmm. A star with a broken arm? Yeah, you're not the showrunner, Banana. You forgot about it, and the Kirin is eager to remind you. It's very early for the theme of stealing to appear. It isn't a loss because it's an audition. Well, I don't. Well, I don't. Also, I like how we're getting just a little bit more characterization to Kirin. How he just genuinely just fucks around with Banana. He's tired of her shit, of repeating the same play year into year into year. Yeah, I guess. Many of the scenes in this movie really have like a trailer pacing. They really remind me of just being a trailer. And we're just straight into the review. In the anime, it was like episode 3 or so. But we're already singing one of my favorite songs of this show. The second half of it, particularly when Karen starts losing and Maya starts going all out. She just happened. Oh yeah, this part of the song, this I love. This is Tendo Maya. Yeah, Pride and Arrogance is great. And yeah, Juna didn't get any screen time whatsoever. No character development, no Jun, no nothing. Just straight into the review of arrogance or review of pride. I love the shoe squeaks. Really add a lot to the realism of an otherwise unreal scene. And there it goes. This is Tendo Maya indeed. Straight into this scene. We're really not wasting any time whatsoever. Also, I think I know why it's Maya's song and then Banana's song that are my favorite in the show. They have this very cool cadence, I guess, of clearly enunciated syllables, and we're just going straight into the promise they made. This is something from episode 9 or 10 or something like that. Huh. But yeah, both Bananas and Maya's song remind me, in their cadence and in the melody, of the villain song from Anastasia. The one where he sings like "Fly, my minions, fly for your master." This clearly cut syllables are doing something for me with symphonic music in the background, of course. Who could say no to that pace? Their own little Tokyo Tower. Umme. Okay, we're just jumping straight into Hikari's episode. Okay, sure, why not? And here come the auditions in Dondon. Also, something I didn't pay much attention to when I was watching the anime, but the auditions in Japan are held in Tokyo, so there is the Tokyo Tower everywhere. Those are held in London, and there is the London Bridge as the main centerpiece. Interesting. I just didn't put two and two together that it's the London Bridge. Your glimmer has been stolen. And we're skipping the scene where the winner of the auditions suddenly became better at being a stage girl. So, again, another thing that will make new viewers confused. Yeah, her glimmer gone. She lost the reason. And she's suddenly at the Museum of Natural History. Oh, we're not going for the skeleton and the shadow. Yep. Okay, we're just spelling it all out. Damn, the Tower of Starlight Gathering is tall. And also, one thing I noticed when rewatching it, Kirin's pose is just Tokyo Tower here. Why were there no subs there? Sure. Whatever you say, Karen. And we're already like halfway through the season. Again, some exposition through Banana. Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, okay, we're going for the repeat of Junna's audition after the audition with Maya. Okay, cool. I guess. They're messing with the timeline more than Banana. Also, yeah, something that Karen mentioned, glasses. All those buildings there have exactly two windows, like glasses. Yeah, yeah, I noticed that the song has just a little bit more bite. To make my stage and an ending one. Well, you better not end up like Banana. And Banana's review isn't even done, and we're already going for Mahiru? Uh, Mahiru's review? What? What? Excuse me? It's just a fight after fight after fight. Jesus. Yeah, very 8-bit music. Set magic baseball board with Suzdal. The fuck is Suzdal? The cat? Is Suzdal? I don't know, maybe. I still appreciate the fact that Mahiru uses a mace. You really don't see a variety of weapons in anime. You really don't see that. It's swords or swords or swords or swords, or sometimes a bow, or sometimes a spear, but mostly just swords. A review has much more variety here. Maces, halberds, the cat thing. Okay. Okay, she mentions her grandma already, so I'm assuming we're not gonna go through the arc of her watching the video of her childhood. We're like 36 minutes in, and we're pretty much done with the season. Some 8-bit sound effects. Okay, straight into Karuko's story. The music is new here, isn't it? Some electric guitars. Similar to this song from the review, if I'm not mistaken. It also connected some like traditional Japanese instruments and a little bit of electric guitars. Might be mistaken here, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's just their review. It is fight after fight. And yeah, yeah, you're right. In the anime, their song had much more energy. This time, it is a ballad. Also, it has me wonder. We're not even 40 minutes in, and we're pretty much already done with most of the reviews of the season. How are we gonna fill the next hour? I'm assuming it's not gonna take them more than an hour to go through all the reviews, all the fights, pretty much the entirety of this season. Is the last hour just gonna be Banana and the Sand World shenanigans? And the review starts in earnest. A review of Promise. For just one person's sake, make your life bloom to its fullest. Well, if that doesn't describe Futaba, I don't know what does. I guess in the end they both got out of this review what they wanted. Or rather, Futaba achieved her goal of giving Kaoruko her drive again, I guess, convincing her to put some effort into it. and possibly getting to see Kaoruko be a star in the end. That actually makes sense, even from like a not even meta perspective, but in world perspective. Performing the same play year to year to year to year so that you can observe how much better you're getting and so that you can improve much more. Bananas review? No, not quite yet, it seems. Okay, we're just telling the story of Starlight. Right, I did notice that she said Mahiru, but yeah, quoting lines from the reviews that have just been performed makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, it's just a story of Starlight. They're retelling. You'd know something about repeating, wouldn't you? And her cloak falls. And then Claire remembered who Flora was. Okay, we're gonna be getting into Banana's thoughts, I guess. Not Banana's thoughts, but yeah, Banana's backstory. Okay, we're done with all the other reviews. Now we can get into one of the meats of the series, Banana's time fuckery. Gotcha. Banana Ice. That's a weird thing to say about someone, but I guess it's normal in Japan with how prominent the theme of smelling nice is in anime. Crying tears of joy because for the first time in her life she has friends who are interested in the same thing she is interested in. Yeah, that's essentially Banana's story. She wanted to act, she was very much into theater, but there was nobody else who would be interested in it. So she couldn't do it because you can't exactly make plays alone unless you're performing only monologues, I guess. That's a post review scene where Banana have already lost once. Mm, in the anime, I think Juna said that this tower is here because they're building a new one. Yeah, it can't be the same. It has to be better. Right, it seems like we essentially completely skimmed over the entirety of the season to get into Banana's time fuckery and then perhaps to get into like Hikari's banishment, maybe. Yeah. The Glimmer. For now, you don't. Soon enough, you will. Yeah. Because you can turn back time to the good old days. In the present, in the past, in the future, whichever you want. The promise of remaking, reliving the 99th Starlight is what changed her. Despite reliving the same review over and over and over and over again, the reenactments don't exactly have the same heart, the exact same emotion they did when it happened for the first time. Yep. And we're going back in time. Are we? Yeah, we are. I thought they were gonna skip it. But no, it really seems like the recap movie focuses a lot on Banana, doesn't it? Not again, for the first time, and she's not Junna-chan yet. Yeah, going in circles. Yep, we're just spelling it all out. Sure you will. Thing is, do they want your protection from that? And she already knows why. And thus there is no excitement, there is no emotion in getting that nickname. You cannot. I wish to relive again the stage that I already was on. Yeah, someone noticed that the tree in here managed to grow from a sapling, then to the point of Kirin eating its leaves, and finally it's dead. So, across all those iterations, so much time has passed that a tree managed to grow and fucking wither. So, decades at the very least. This time it's not a tiara, this time it's a knife on a rope. You're gonna see soon enough. Iteration like every other, to a point. Yep, to the point of Hikari appearing. That never happened before. Yep. Review of Solitude. Hikari versus Banana. Also, an interesting thing that I noticed only on the rewatch is Banana's costume is entirely white. Everybody else has blue and red elements to it. Banana's is just white. Only her cape and the band are red. Everything else is just white and gray. London burning. Another London fire. They can't get a break, can they? Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, it's only now that lyrics started, isn't it? Sure. In your dreams, Karen, unfortunately. It seems like at a point Hikari actually believed that, but then something changed and she realized that only one of them can win. Which is interesting, to say the least. And her dagger evolves, and she wins the review. Yep, the rebirth of Glimmer. Someone's shooting fireworks outside in the middle of the day. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. I still love the shot of cutting the wave in half. And Hikari learning to be a Spider-Man. And that's a win. And we still have a good hour left. Well, in hindsight, Banana was right here. The result will be their separation. Uh, this melody. This melody is from Banana's song. Yeah. Her review with Karen. This song, another one of my favorites. Yeah, you're right. Girl with a dagger with a thread, man on Hikari. What a coincidence. Karen's motivations changed. They're trying to become top stars together. Yeah, I love this song. You keep telling yourself that, banana. Yep. Oh, I guess we passed an hour because the timer is now showing 3 minutes. I didn't take into account that this movie is more than an hour and the timer doesn't have hours on it. Okay, I guess it is what it is. Just add one in front. She is bright because she has a drive, because she has something to fight for. Something that you kinda lost, banana. You fight for stagnation. Uh, Karen fights for evolution, for change, for betterment. Okay, what are we gonna fill the next hour with? That's what I wanna know. Because one of the main themes, one of the main plot lines is done. And all of the reviews besides the final one, the review duet, and then Karen versus Hikari, besides that, there isn't really much. Oh, I didn't notice the finishing line. I didn't pay enough attention, that's on me. And it's a cool change. A lot of subtle changes I noticed. Besides, like, uh, besides changes in like cutting content and shifting it around, there's a lot of very tiny, subtle changes on like single word level, even. Hoshimi Junna. That's her own quote. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're gonna learn about her. Hopefully. I mean, yeah, she will learn about her because now they finally have a chance to learn for the first time in like ever. They have a chance to change and evolve because Banana no longer controls them, no longer controls their timeline. Different OST, maybe. I'll be honest, I don't have the greatest memory for background music for OSTs, that kind of stuff, so I'm gonna trust you on that. Rondo, Rondo, Rondo 5. Okay, she's reflecting. That's interesting. Okay. Rondo, yeah, explain. Title drop. Title drop, everybody. Rondo, Rondo, Rondo. Hmm. Right, because there's the final review still left, indeed. Hmm. Okay, we have, again, almost an hour left. Is it really just gonna be all... I guess that makes sense for the final... musical form with a recurring leading theme, often found in the final movement of a sonata or a concerto. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Repeating. So rondo, rondo, rondo is like repeating cubed, essentially. And makes sense both in the main context as banana repeating, banana doing rondo, 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 and also this movie being just a rondo, being just a repeat. Okay. Show me something new, show me something cool. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm getting just a little bit tired. Title of Nana's theme song. Okay, I did not know that. Yeah. Only Claudine is someone who uh, can hope to be second to Maya. Okay, I guess we do have enough material to fill the additional hour that we have left. There's the promise, then there is the review duet, then there is the review of tragedy. That's very short, to be honest, because it's just Hikari kicking Karen off the stage. I don't know. I guess yeah, we have the equivalent of like 2 more episodes length left in this movie, and we essentially have 2 more episodes left. Episodes 11 with the final review, and episode 12 with Karen going to find Hikari. And yeah, this is episode 11. Revue duetto. Indeed. Revue duetto. Yep. Nope. Ain't gonna happen. You're dealing with an eldritch god with the disposition of a genie. Ain't gonna happen, Karen. I think the music here is also a little bit different. A little bit more upbeat. And I don't remember the Starlight chorus. Okay, just going straight for the team attack. Showing us just the coolest moments of this battle. Set Diamond Passion. Review of Fate. Yeah, the only one worthy of following Maya is Claudine. And the only one worthy of being Maya's follower is Claudine. And the only one worthy of being followed by Claudine is Maya. They really have the perfect relationship, don't they? Star Divine to Star Diamond. Okay. Makes sense that the set was named something Diamond, I guess. Trustful. I still believe that in this fight, Maya and Claudine were robbed. They should have won. Wouldn't be great from a narrative perspective, but I really feel they should have won. Oh well, I guess they won each other. And that was the treasure, the friends we found along the way or something. Maya hasn't lost. Yeah. Because if Maya lost, if Maya isn't the first, that means you're no longer the second. Someone you look someone you looked forward to so much, someone you looked up to so much, suddenly isn't at the top. And the realization that Maya learned French for your sake. Donk. My Claudine. Best couple of the series. Hands down. Hands down the best relationship. I know that Karen and Hikari are the main pair here, not even in the sense of like a couple, but the main pair here. But the relationship Maya and Claudine have is much stronger and much deeper, in my opinion, still. That hasn't changed since I've seen the anime. Review of tragedy indeed. Makes me wonder though, what if both of them just decided to not fight here? Or if both of them just took each other's buttons, right? Again, I know it wouldn't make sense from a narrative standpoint, uh, but I do wonder what alternative could there have been. And a sacrifice through sacrifice, kind of sort of deal. She sacrifices Karen, seemingly, and herself, and sacrifices herself. Yeah. Without anybody else knowing that, though. I love the giraffe's voice actor. Crown on her chest? I didn't notice that before. Rondo, rondo, rondo 6. The rapier, the crown, and the cape. No response. Okay, now we're going through episode 11. Yeah, episode 11. Karen trying to contact Hikari, failing, sending her letters, and then then translating Starlight. Yeah, episode 11 and then episode 12. 40 minutes left. Perfect. Perfect amount of time for 2 more episodes. I like those oil painting little screens between segments. Yeah, it's just the truth. She wasn't kidnapped or anything. Everything's legit. Yeah, can't exactly say that, can you? On an underground magical stage run by a talking giraffe. Can't exactly say that to the police. Okay, we're jumping straight into 7 months after. So we are skipping quite a bit still. Wonder why, there's enough time left for like 2 full episodes. I guess they're skipping bits and pieces to leave some space for additional material, some extended song maybe still? I don't know. Hikari Kagura in London. At least she spelled out London correctly, not Don Don. Kagura Hikari Sama. I think in the original it was San. This time it's Sama. Interesting. Again, I might be mistaken. I might be misremembering things, but that's what it seems to me. That it was San and this time it's Sama. Sasuga Hikari-sama. Everything returned to sender. And now we learn that Karen lost her glimmer. Oh, that's a big bump in viewership, I just noticed. Yeah, 10 minutes ago, YouTube tells me nobody was watching this stream, and now there's like 15 people? Damn. That's a lot. Yeah, you lost your own glimmer. Because your glimmer was Hikari, literally, the light, the sparkle, the shining. You stand on stage for Hikari, for your promise. But Hikari is no longer here, and thus, neither is the promise. So you no longer have the reason to be here on the stage. You no longer have the glimmer. Okay, welcome to the stream in that case. Review of Tragedy was really an apt name, wasn't it? Because in an attempt, Hikari, in an attempt to not steal Glimmer from Karen, stole her Glimmer. In an attempt to save her from something, she did the exact opposite. Okay, I like the subs here. I like the transliteration. But yeah, the review of Tragedy really was a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you take Glimmer, Karen loses Glimmer. If someone else wins, Karen loses Glimmer. If you win and refuse to take the Glimmer and you sacrifice yourself, Karen still loses Glimmer. But in this scenario, Karen has her own drive. Newfound drive. Gifts of the Magi, you mean as in a genius wish or something like that? I'm not familiar with Gifts of the Magi in particular. Maybe it's something, I don't know, unknown to me, or I don't know. But yeah, Kirin really is giving me like genie vibes. Kinda, sorta. I guess Kirin is ultimately a little bit more fair than a genie. Doesn't try to twist the wishes. Kirin gives you the exact wish you have. It often turns out what you wished for isn't exactly what you wanted. Yeah, she was imprisoned. Not lost forever. Just imprisoned. And if she's imprisoned, that means she can be saved. She can be broken out. Yep, a case of maybe not necessarily mistranslation, but a case of Starlight going through so many different iterations that some things are eventually lost. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. I'm not familiar with the story, with the Gifts of the Magi, but yeah, yeah, essentially, I can see the parallel here. Just casually find a crowbar lying around. What school just casually has a crowbar lying around? I guess the shed in the garden where Hikari shot Karen in an attempt to hold her from taking part in the auditions has some tools, so maybe that's where she found the crowbar. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. The scene itself matters, not the means of a crowbar. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Each other buying themselves buying each other a gift that they no longer need because they gave something of theirs that gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, I see that. The staircase scene with everybody slowly joining Karen on her journey down. Heart of a Stage Girl. Interlude. This song is the same. Yeah, Juna has her own drive. I'll be waiting on you for the stage. The same words of encouragement that everybody else gives her. Yeah, I guess, yeah, we are stage girls, and talking about being stage girls, you can't exactly change that particularly much. Some of those scenes, some of those shots seem new to me. Again, might be mistaken. I don't have particularly great memory, but some of those do seem new. An unceasing light, an unceasing hikari, you could say. It surely is burnt into your memory. I mean, shit, you lived through it all like 60 times. Man, not gonna lie. Watching Revue and hearing them talk about the stage kinda makes me wish I went in the direction of being an actor, not a programmer. Kinda makes me wish I went with my childhood dream. Curious where I would have been if I actually went to like an actor school, acting school. Half an hour left. Just shy of half an hour. Stage calls to us all in the end, indeed. Okay, we're getting straight into this. No scenes of Hikari naked in the snow. Snow. I'm still not sure what it is exactly. Pink snow. Better than if it was yellow, I guess. Or is it sand? I think it's sand. Yeah, pink sand, like pink quartz dust. I guess pink sand makes sense. Pulverized remains of the stars she's stacking. Okay, gotcha. That's a lot of sand. That's a lot of pulverized stars then. I guess this world doesn't necessarily play by the same rules of space and time. Yeah, Sisyphean effort, or however you say it. Dead Stage Girl's Atonement. Hmm. Gotcha. Means of exaggeration. Makes sense. Yeah, she can't help it. She's the main character. It's what main characters do. One thing I really like about the giraffe isn't a villain here. Nobody's a villain. There are no villains here. Even the giraffe isn't just trying to stop Hikari, to stop Karen from doing what she's doing. He just watches. He just wants to watch the things that are unfolding. The stage of destiny that's forever changing. Also, I just noticed that there are multiple Tokyo Towers lying in the background, not just a single one. Yeah, I'm just going on autopilot. Yeah, he's just watching. He's just the audience. I mean, he says so near the end, right? When he breaks the fourth wall. We're just watching these girls struggle. You and I, we're both the audience. We're the same. I'm always a fan of a character that's kind of villain, but mostly just not. who just wants to watch, who just wants to have fun, who doesn't necessarily want to fuck around with the main characters, doesn't want to like fight them, doesn't want to kill them, just wants to watch something fun, just wants to be entertained. Chaos Chan in Virgin Road, for example. I love that archetype. The giraffe is fairly similar, except he's much more passive. And a reset. Also, I just noticed those two stars on chains kinda looks like an old school clock. Old wall clocks had also two chains to them. My grandma had one in her house, and I still remember playing around with those chains. Yeah, Giraffe and Pandemonium, I can see them being friends. Not gonna lie. She's alone because that's the choice she made. To atone, to sacrifice herself and no one else. The cycle of despair repeats indeed. Here's the hairpin. How convenient that just when she was where in the place where she was digging, just so happens her pin was buried. And here comes a new dawn. Unexpected, innit? Exactly what you wanted. Nuclear silo again? So nothing. Karen will follow you to hell and back. Second time, Karen throws herself into the unknown for the sake of Hikari. Or rather, second time, she literally throws herself. Also, one interesting thing I noticed about the Henshin as I was rewatching the series, it's very impersonal, right? Usually, a Henshin has the character as the centerpiece, and there are bits and pieces of the costume just falling, snapping onto the character. This is a factory, and the costume isn't even unique. There's like rows and rows of shoes. There's buckets of the buttons. Kind of like a mass production of stars, mass production of actors. Kind of an allegory to that. How stars are mass produced and only some of them can be at the top, and the rest is just inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, she really does falling from high places. Replaceability of stars individuality. Yeah. Okay, I didn't see the angle of foreshadowing. But yeah, makes sense that even if Karen loses her button, loses her cloak, there is another waiting for her. Yeah, I can see that angle. And here we're breaking the fourth wall. Or we're not. Is the movie not breaking the fourth wall? Yeah, all the voices in this show are just great. Let's be honest here. There isn't a bad voice actor in this show. Parallel to Flora and Claire, one blinded by the stars falling from the tower. But she decides to climb. Yeah, very close parallel to Starlight, even grasping at the sand falling from the sky. A sleeping beauty. And she's remained again. This time without music, just machinery. She has no cloak, she has no button, and yes, she's back in the fight. I guess, yeah. She was reenacting. The unending fated stage. Yeah, the encore. I fucking love the giraffe's voice. I really do. Take everything I have. I'm yours, Hikari. Each time I stand on the stage, I will be reborn again. Yep. Literally, her button returns from scraps. I love this scene of Tokyo Tower just bursting through the wall out of fucking nowhere. Yeah, it is in the opening. And yeah, he's extremely into it. You can almost see him in the recording booth just going ape shit over his role. Wakarimas! You can almost see it. He's really having fun with the role. You can always hear it in the performance when the voice actor is having fun with their role. I mean, he's a great voice actor in general. I don't think there's been a bad role that he's been cast in. Or I don't know of any bad performance of his, honestly. He's always giving his all. Yeah, he would force the role to be good. Cast him in a garbage seasonal isekai trash, number 98, And he's gonna be the highlight of the show. Honestly. Review of Star Gathering. At dawn, in the world of sand. Yet another encore, essentially. And singing the song with two voices. I don't know what's the like technical term for it when they're singing the same thing, but the words, the lyrics are offset. Our Starlight indeed. We still have 12 minutes left. Are they gonna add some scenes from the OVAs at the end? Them preparing for the play? Elaborate. Position 0. Both of them together. Is Karen just munching on a whole ass fucking crab in that photo? Because that's what it looked like to me. Oh, yeah. Probably canon. Again, I don't know the technical word for it. She's just eating a whole crab. Karen being Karen, I guess. And a brand new Starlight where the goddesses get liberated. A Starlight with a good ending. A tragedy no more. Gathering stars is a forgiveness of sin. Kirin. I wonder how, like, in world, how did they justify adding a cutout of the giraffe to the play that never had a giraffe in it? A canon. Okay. Today I learned. Yeah, outreached hands into holding hands. No longer it's one grasping for the other and not being able to reach her. Now they're clasping their hands. New Eternal story. Yep. And some shots from the OP. Okay, we still have something. Banana? Reviving herself with her old self as fuel. Reminds me of Pandemonium. Okay. Is Starlight maybe written by the people who play it? It doesn't have a singular author because it has many. Suta? Oh, stars. Blood? Excuse me? Excuse me? Uh, okay, maybe a sequel movie does make sense. I fucking don't. I don't. That's a very Widescreen Baroque. Sure, just throw terms at me. Why don't you at this point? Is it footsteps or is it clapping? Footsteps. Okay, what the actual fuck? What the actual fuck? And here I was like, what's the point of a sequel movie if everything has concluded? Fucking blood on screen. Sure, sure. Doesn't even surprise me. Don't tell me there's some after credits scene as well. Because I'm gonna lose my shit. 6 minutes left. Widescreen Baroque. Larger than life characters, violence, intrigue, extravagant setting or actions, fast paced plotting. Gotcha. Uh-huh. First thing that came to my mind when I read your description of Widescreen Baroque is Princess Principal, oddly enough. Kinda, sorta. I mean, characters in Princess Principal aren't exactly larger than life, but everything else matches more or less. Movie is truly its own beast. Yeah. Well, the movie is. I don't think I'll be able to record the movie today or tomorrow. I need time to process everything. I'll probably record the movie sometime next week. I'm gonna release it on Patreon first, as usual, and then on YouTube. Uh, and yeah, we're gonna hold a vote for a new show to watch. A-I-E-O-U. Okay. Interesting that they added that to the song. Hmm. Widescreen Baroque. I'm gonna have to Google that to find some examples. That's a nice credits song. Fruit from the Garden of Eden, again with the theme of sins. Sinners, this time original sin. Original sin. Perhaps the sequel movie is gonna explain a little more about the sinners and sins and whatnot. Hmm. All the spotlight on Karen. And shadows in all the colors of the rainbow, and more. Anything else? Of course. Oh, fucking course, there's a scene after credits. To the pasts that were not chosen. Are we going for some time is a fractal kind of thing? The past's not chosen, the path's not chosen, things like that? I don't know. I. Jesus Christ. uh. I didn't think I'm gonna go through it again. And I'm not gonna, but I just wanna see the blood. The blood again. The play Starlight is an unknown actor. Author unknown. Stars and blood. Coat nailed to the star. Star with a missing arm. Banana, at the beginning, near the beginning of this movie, was also standing behind a star with a missing arm. Buttons falling down from under Banana's skirt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 buttons. All the buttons besides hers and someone else's. And here's the 8th. Maybe. Widescreen Baroque. I've got nothing. Maya and Claudine holding hands. Yeah, that would make sense. Besides, they are very often portrayed as being at the top of the stairs. Oh no, it wasn't at the top of the stairs. Just blood everywhere. So many position zeros. Mahiro at the bottom. Junan Banana. Karuka and Futaba. Maya and Claudine. Everybody besides Hikari and Karen. Karen is here. Hikari is at the top. Yeah, I've got nothing. I genuinely got nothing. Besides the thing where Banana lifts up her skirt and the buttons are falling out, reminds me of Bakemonogatari, where the main girl, whose name I don't remember, also lifts up her skirt and appliances, not appliances, like uh, stationery and pencils, knives, and shit falls down from there. Yeah, it is paralleling an image of the cast because that's the exact same way we've seen them when they were alive, I guess, on those steps in the exact same order. Yeah, I've got absolutely nothing. And here the upturned Tokyo Tower. Not entirely upturned, although from how Hikari is standing there, it seems upturned. Position 0 on the side of this concrete block. Any thoughts on why they might be dead? No. Genuinely, no thoughts head empty. Hmm. Why they might be dead. I don't know. One thing that comes to mind is the lack of improvement leads to stagnation, and to stagnate is like being dead. But I don't think the characters in this show would willingly stagnate. They're they're not this kind of people. Uh, Another thing that comes to mind when it comes to stage girls being dead is their career ending because of something. They no longer stand on the stage, so it's as if they were dead. But it doesn't seem to me like their careers would end. They're in second grade right now, I believe, so it's not even like they're graduating from the school. So we can't go for that parallel either. Because if they were in the last year, then you could go for the parallel of graduating school is kind of like dying, leaving your old self behind. And if you don't manage to find work as a stage girl, it's as if you were dead as a stage girl because you no longer take part in plays, you're just a barista at Starbucks. Kind of parallel, but again, they're not graduating. Yeah, I've got nothing. I genuinely have got nothing. Uh, I wanted to check a few things though. Mm, let's come on. New window. There we go. Fuck. Widescreen Baroque. Widescreen Baroque. Examples of widescreen Baroque. That's what I'm interested in mostly. Authors associated with widescreen Baroque: Stephen Baxter, Barrington Bailey, Alfred Bester, Samuel Delaney, Charles L. Harness, Stanisław Lem, Mariko Ohara. Okay, I know of Lem's creations. I've read quite a bit of him. Yeah, I guess his creations do fit the description of widescreen Baroque. If the movie is anything like Lem's books, it's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting. Now, Lem mostly wrote sci-fi, not fantasy. Uh, huh. Widescreen Baroque books on Goodreads. The Centauri Drive, The Rape of the Sun, The Collapsium, Ring of Ritonal, The Wellstone, The Golden Age. Everything seems sci-fi. Are we going for the movie being sci-fi themed? I genuinely don't know what to expect of of the movie. I genuinely don't know. Initially, I was under the impression that maybe they're gonna include the girls from the gacha game, and maybe it's gonna be an alternate story or something that is parallel to the main story. and it's about them, or maybe it's something else entirely, but it seems to be something that I can't even begin to imagine, honestly. Jesus. Not being too hung up on the sci-fi genre. Okay, gotcha. That's what I thought. Review doesn't really strike me as a show that would suddenly just go into sci-fi direction. Uh, and yeah, I can for sure expect more songs. That match, absolutely. One thing I wanted to check out, because I'm having a sneaking suspicion that the voice actor of Kirin, which is Kenjiro Tsuda, actually did play a role in a seasonal isekai trash. Let's see. Perhaps even a few. Okay, he played a role in Slime Isekai, in Slimito, and in Mao-sama Retry. Yeah, main character in Mao-sama Retry. I have to watch Mao-sama Retry one day. Oh, okay, let's maybe not talk about the sequel movie. Let's talk about this recap movie. Hmm. Certainly a recap movie, not a movie that's supposed to be an introduction to the franchise. It's not something that I would recommend someone new to Revue Starlight to start their adventure with. It's certainly not something that you can recommend instead of watching the full season. You can just watch the movie and you're gonna get the same experience. Absolutely not. It's really something you have to watch after you've seen the entirety of Review first. Mostly it was just a rehash, and at a breakneck pace, honestly, jumping from fight to fight to fight to fight to fight, completely glossing over character moments, completely skipping all that stuff. Yeah, that's definitely a recap movie. And there were some new things, but kind of few and far between. I honestly was expecting a little bit more new to it. Um, the only things new that we got were the scenes with Banana and some new songs, and I think a couple of new shots, a couple of new scenes during fights, but not much besides that, except some changes in dialogue, but very minor. I guess this. Wait, when was this movie made? Reminder for the sake of going into the sequel. Yeah, it's certainly giving me those vibes. Review Starlight was 2018, so not that long ago. Not that long ago. And Rondo 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 was like 2020 indeed. And then the movie 2021. Okay. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Rondo 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 was made purely for the sake of reminding people and setting up the sequel movie. I think that was one of the main purposes of Rondo Rondo Rondo. Uh, Attract people to watch it with the promise of some new content, of changes to songs, of reworked songs, of new songs, and then drop the blood at the end. Yeah, it is a good way of refreshing memory. And then drop the blood at the end as a direct transition to the sequel, I'm assuming. Because if not for this recap, if not for this recap, I genuinely would still believe that there is absolutely no point in a sequel. The story is done, done deal. Nothing more is needed. The OVAs were cool, but that's it. There doesn't need to be anything more to it. But now they just drop the blood at the end. Still feels kinda sorta a little bit forced, kinda. Reminds me a lot of the ending of Panty and Stockings, which is ironic because Panty Stockings is getting a sequel. But yeah, reminds me a lot of the ending of Panty and Stockings, where they just dropped what they dropped. If you know what I mean, if you've seen what I've seen, you know what I mean. When they dropped the whole scene with Stockings or Panty, one of them suddenly turning evil or good, however you look at it, completely out of nowhere, essentially. I was under the impression that in PSG they did it as a dig at series that end on a cliffhanger that doesn't make much sense. But yeah, it's giving me those vibes. Once you watch the sequel, you would understand why the sequel is being made. Gotcha. Starlight still matters, but in a different way you might believe, but you're going to understand soon. Okay, gotcha. So, I'm guessing it's not really just forced blood shock value. Wow, watch the sequel, because the base anime did so good that we're making a sequel, but we didn't know that we're gonna make a sequel, so we need to find something new to squeeze into the sequel. They genuinely have a reason to make a sequel. If so, then I'm very curious what that reason will be. Because as of right now, it seems to me like the only reason for a sequel movie is the ending of the recap. But if I'm to be proven wrong, I gladly will be proven wrong. I really will. The movie genuinely blew me out of the water. Okay, I'm gonna be waiting. I'm gonna be waiting for the movie with bated breath. And first, I'm gonna need to take a little bit of a rest because Jesus Christ, the ending of this sequel movie, of this recap movie. Huh. Anything else that needs to be said about the recap? Not really. Besides the ending being a direct transition into the sequel, it's mostly just perfectly skippable, honestly. I certainly was finding myself at a loss at times what to talk about because I just talked about those things in the main series, or things are fairly inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. It wasn't bad. It's not like I had a bad time, it's not like I was bored, but it was ultimately unnecessary for someone who just got done watching the main series and even rewatching it. But I understand that when it came out 2 years after the main series, the purpose of it was indeed to remind people of what's been going on and serve as a transition to the sequel. Yeah, yeah. In that perspective, in that sense, definitely makes sense to have the sequel here. Um, Discord just dropped. Stream stopped unexpectedly. Okay, guess I guess people on Discord. Oh, because I closed the window. Duh. Of course. I'm gonna leave the call on Discord then because there's not really any point of being there. Right, I wanted to check out one thing, just to give you a little bit of a heads up to get off the topic of the sequel movie for a little bit. A heads up when it comes to what what might be replacing Starlight in the future. Yeah, as I said, I don't have enough screen real estate to just keep Discord open. So the stream died and I just didn't notice because I had Discord minimized. Yeah, to give you an idea of what you might be voting for as a replacement for Revue, or at least $5 and up patrons might be voting for. Yuki-Onna is a hero. Madoka Magica, for sure. What else is there in my recommendations? In my requests? Yeah, I'm not gonna be browsing through it, I guess. Osama Ranking, Ascendance of a Bookworm, Sked Dance Akudama Drive. Yeah, one of those will be replacing a review. Sometimes, somehow I have the feeling that Madoka Magica might win. I'm afraid of that, but hey, it is what it is. Convenient to hear me before the stream delay. Yeah, for sure. There is quite a bit of stream delay. That's just the nature of streaming. I wish I could stream without delay because I technically have gigabit Ethernet. So I probably could, but until it gets to YouTube servers, and then from YouTube servers it gets to you, some time passes. Madoka is going to be another wild trip with the series, the third movie, and the future fourth movie. Oh, right. There's a lot of Madoka, isn't there? It's not like a season and a movie. There's a lot of it. It's another fucking Symphogear in length. But yeah, I'm kind of excited if it wins. We'll see. Anything else about the movie? About Rondo Rondo Rondo? No, I don't think so. Just a little bit of housekeeping that, as I said, next week, sequel movie up on Patreon, the week after, sequel movie up on YouTube. Then we're starting something new that you guys are gonna be voting for. In the meantime, of course, Ruby Overlord for Hataraku Mao-sama when it begins, Yofukashi no Uta. If you haven't seen Yofukashi no Uta, if you're watching this stream or the VOD and you haven't seen Yofukashi no Uta, watch it. I don't care if you watch it with my reaction or without it or with someone else's reaction, watch it. If you like beautiful shows, watch it. Honestly, my recommendation. I think I'm just gonna end it here. I still have a pizza to make for supper, so yeah, that was the recap movie, and it was exactly what it said on the tin. On the tin, it was a recap movie with a bit of an added ending to move to the sequel movie. Huh. I still have no clue why the blood. I still have no clue. I think I'm just gonna actually end it here. So, yeah, leave a comment down below if you're watching it as a VOD or if you're just watching it on the stream. Also, leave a comment because why not? Down below what you thought of this recap, of my reaction, of my theories, of what I've been talking about, of whatever you want. Talk about it in the comments. Don't spoil me the movie, please. I beg of you. I don't think I'm actually going to be reading the comments here in fear of someone spoiling the movie to me because I don't want it spoiled. If you want to talk spoilers, there's the Discord link in the description. There's the Revue Starlight channel there. You can use spoiler tags and talk spoilers over there. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of the review sequel movie, of whatever is replacing review, of Symphogear, Ruby, Overlord for Hataraku Mao-sama Season 2, Yofukashi no Uta. Anything else? No, I think those are all the shows that I'm currently watching. I still have to finish Spy X Family. Hard to spoil. Okay, gotcha. That's good. That's good. And future streams, if I decide to stream something more, then also stay subscribed, click the bell. You know what to do because every single YouTuber talks about those things. You can support the channel on Patreon, link in the description, on Throne. I'm still experimenting with it. And on Patreon, if you support me for $10 a month, you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Review, like whatever is replacing Review, like Symphogear GX. For $5, you get to vote in the polls, like the one coming for the replacement for a Review, and for just $1, you get a role on the Discord server, and you get a place in the credits that will be rolling by shortly. You can, of course, also support the channel without spending a single cent by sharing my content, sharing my videos with other people. The word of mouth really does help a lot. Did I show everything I needed to show? I think so. So, yeah, that's gonna be it for me for today. So, as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one, whatever it might be. Cheers! Oh, I don't have the outro bound to any key. Here's the outro. And here's the credits. And you can be on this list, or you can start another with a $5 tier or a $1 tier or higher tiers, maybe even. I don't know. Oh, right. Thanks for coming to the stream, everybody. Again.